How Dilla time works for drum playing. This might be the most known technique if you want to make lo-fi hip-hop beats. So today I want to share you my research about how Dilla time works note by note, no matter which software or hardware you're using. Let's go. Hey, welcome to this episode of Gas Therapy. I'm Michael. I share my knowledge of music making, which are cheaper and better, in my opinion. Since I'm really into lo-fi hip-hop, I can't miss digging into the most famous Dilla time drum playing. You know, the drum type beat. It's so vibing and engaging. I really love it. But I found a lot of misleading information about this topic along the way while I'm learning it, especially when it comes to different swing types. So I think there should be a clearer version of how Dilla time works. And here I am. I'm gonna do it in the most straightforward way. I want to show you how Dilla time works note by note, so that no matter what software or hardware you're using, you can always get the same result, the same goal. I'm always a GarageBand guy, but today I also want to challenge myself. I'm gonna use Ableton Live to do the demonstration. And the drum and record samples I'm using today are all from TrackLab. They're also today's sponsor. TrackLab is the online record store for sampling. You can sample up to 100K real sounds from all decades and genres. And it's super easy to find loops and parts to sample. And they just launched a new service, Sounds, which is a huge library of royalty-free sounds. With TrackLab, you can get all your sounds needed in just one subscription. And you can also sign up for a free trial today, link in description. So before we dive into Dilla time drum playing, we need to know how drummers would play their drum normally. So basically, there are two ways, the straight way and the swing way. Straight way is super easy to get. You can just put all your notes right on the grid, then it will be super straight. Although sometimes it might be a little bit robotic, but it's still a commonly used way to play the drum, especially when the BPM is high. But then you also got the swing way of playing. The straight way separates the note evenly, but for the swing way, it separates the note value unevenly. And here comes the confusing part. Usually when people say swing, they don't put it clearly whether it's 8th note swing or 16th note swing. So a lot of people got confused by some quick settings from their DAW. Therefore, we need to know what is 8th note swing and the 16th note swing first. 8th note swing means we separate the first note unevenly, and it sounds like this. Sixteenth note swing means we separate each 8th note from the first note unevenly. It sounds like this. And for a lot of software DAW and hardware, their so-called swing setting is actually the 16th note swing, meaning if you only play 8th notes in your sequences, they are not swung at all. They are played in straight. So I think it's really important to understand which swing type we're talking about when it comes to swing. Now finally, let's move on to the Dilla time, because Dilla time is utilizing the swing. From my analysis, J Dilla, he uses all these three ways to play his drum. In some beats, he plays in straight way. In some other beats, he plays in swing way. And also in some beats, he plays in his famous Dilla time way. And today I want to focus on the Dilla time way. You can listen to his song called Come Get It from his debut album. In this beat, he played his typical Dilla time. To recreate it, we need at least 2 bars of drum groove to stretch everything out, so it won't be much too repetitive. For the hi-hat, he uses 8th note swing, and my workflow is to separate 2 8th notes from a first note into 2 samples, then put the first 8th note right on the grid. This note will work as a groove canvas, providing the standard first note playing. And then I will also make the hi-hat sample weaker, using it to play the second 8th note. For the playing time, we need to nudge all of them backward to get the 8th note swing feeling. Remember, don't rely on the swing settings in your DAW, because most of them are only in 16th note swing, not 8th note swing we are chasing for. Now for the snare, Dilla likes to rush the snare, and this is really important. The rushing snare provides the urgent feeling, which will make listeners feel more engaging. And don't feel guilty for not hitting the snare and hi-hat at the same time, because this is the floppy way or drunk feel we are chasing for. Then for the kick, it's really interesting. You see, if we rush or delay all of our notes, then eventually when the loop starts again, you will definitely feel the gap, breaking the groovy feeling. So how do we fill the gap? This is where J Dilla is extremely genius about, in my opinion. Dilla would delay his first few kicks a tiny little bit, but in the end, for the last beat, right after his snare, he would put a straight on-grid 16th note kick behind it to even out the delayed kicks. This is super genius. Finding out this secret makes me admire him more. And this is not all. The kick also got another detail needs our attention, that usually we will use the last 16th note from a 4th note to enhance next beat, right? But because Dilla uses the 8th note swing, so the 16th note in the second half of the 4th note will also get delayed a little bit. This is why this super weak kick is nudged here. And if you want more human feelings, you can also change the amount of nudging for each note separately, which is also J Dilla's preference. Now let me play you the same drum playing in these 3 different ways, so that you can actually feel the Dilla time more. And yes, basically that's it. This is my research about how Dilla time works for now. As long as you follow the details of my method, you will get the same feeling no matter what software or hardware you're using. I will also put all of these 3 ways of drum playing MIDI file onto my Patreon, so you can start your experiment easier. And just like what my channel is always promoting, as long as you know how music works, you will make the same music on any device. Because eventually, it is you who makes music, not any tool or any plastic toys. That's it for this video. Hope it's clear enough for you. Also, don't miss the opportunity to try out sounds on Tracklip for free, link in the description. Like, share, and subscribe. You can also join my finger drummer one-on-one training on Patreon. I will share you how to become a finger drummer with purely a 25-key MIDI keyboard, nothing more. And see you there. Peace.